The rain pounded against the cracked sidewalks of the forgotten neighborhood like an unrelenting drumbeat, each drop a reminder of how unforgiving life could be. In the dim glow of a flickering street lamp, a young girl no older than 12 huddled under a tattered umbrella, her thin frame shivering in the cold. Her name was Lily, and tonight, hunger had driven her to the edge of desperation. With a loaf of stale bread as her only hope, she approached the towering gates of a mansion that seemed worlds away from her reality. But as the door creaked open and a stern billionaire peered out, Lily's whisper shattered the silence, "Dad." What happened next would change everything. If this story hooks you right from the start, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more heart-wrenching tales that remind us of the power of family, forgiveness, and second chances. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Your support keeps these stories coming. Lily's world had always been one of shadows and scraps. Born in a run-down apartment on the outskirts of the bustling city of Eldridge, she grew up knowing the sting of empty cupboards and the echo of her mother's weary sighs. Her mother, Elena, was a single parent who juggled 2 jobs, cleaning offices by day and waitressing at a dingy diner by night, just to keep a roof over their heads. But life hadn't always been this way. Elena often spoke in hushed tones about a time when love had promised more, a time before betrayal and abandonment left them destitute. It was a stormy evening in late autumn when Lily's stomach growled louder than the thunder outside. The fridge was bare, save for a half-empty jar of peanut butter and a few wilted carrots. Elena had collapsed on the couch after her shift, her face etched with exhaustion. "Mom, I'm hungry," Lily had said, her voice small. Elena's eyes filled with tears. "I know, sweetie. Payday's tomorrow. We'll get something then." But Lily couldn't wait. She remembered the stories her mother told about the big house on the hill, the one owned by a man named Alexander Voss, the billionaire tech mogul whose face graced billboards and magazines. Elena never said much, but Lily had pieced together the fragments. Alexander was her father, a man who had walked away before she was born, choosing fortune over family. Slipping out into the rain with nothing but her worn coat and a determination born of necessity, Lily trudged the 3 miles to the affluent part of town. The streets transformed as she walked, crumbling concrete gave way to manicured lawns, and the air smelled of fresh-cut grass instead of exhaust fumes. The Voss mansion loomed like a castle from a fairy tale, its iron gates guarded by security cameras and a stern intercom. Lily's heart raced as she pressed the buzzer, her small hand trembling. "Hello?" a voice crackled through the speaker. I need help. "Just some bread, please," she stammered, her voice barely audible over the downpour. Inside the mansion, Alexander Voss sat in his opulent study, surrounded by walls lined with awards and screens flickering with stock tickers. At 45, he was the epitome of success, founder of Vostech, a company that revolutionized AI and made him one of the richest men in the world. But success came at a cost. His days were filled with board meetings and mergers, his nights with solitude in a house too big for one man. Relationships had been fleeting, he'd never married, never had children, or so he told himself. The buzzer interrupted his thoughts. Annoyed, he glanced at the security feed and saw a drenched child at his gate. "What is this?" he muttered, signaling his butler, Marcus, to handle it. Marcus, a loyal employee of 20 years, opened the door with a mix of caution and kindness. "Can I help you, miss?" he asked. Lily looked up, her wide eyes meeting his. "Please, sir. My mom and we haven't eaten today. Just some bread?" Marcus hesitated, but something in her face tugged at him. He fetched a fresh loaf from the kitchen and handed it over. As Lily turned to leave, she paused, glancing past Marcus into the warmly lit foyer where Alexander stood in the shadows, watching. In that moment, a flood of memories hit her, old photos her mother kept hidden, showing a younger Elena with a smiling man who looked just like the one before her. Whispering so softly it was almost lost in the rain, she said, "Dad." Alexander froze. The word pierced through years of denial like a dagger. What did you say? He demanded, stepping forward. Lily's eyes widened in fear, and she bolted into the night, clutching the bread. But Alexander couldn't let it go. That night, sleep evaded him. He paced his study, digging through old boxes he'd buried in the attic, letters from Elena, ultrasound photos he'd ignored, a life he'd abandoned for ambition. Guilt, long suppressed, resurfaced. By morning, he'd hired a private investigator to find out everything about the girl. Meanwhile, back in their tiny apartment, Lily burst through the door, soaked and breathless. "Mom! I got bread." Elena sat up, alarmed. "Where were you? It's dangerous out there." As Lily recounted her adventure, Elena's face paled at the mention of the mansion. "You went there?" "Oh, Lily." Tears streamed down her cheeks. The truth spilled out. Alexander had been her college sweetheart, a brilliant inventor with dreams of changing the world. But when Elena got pregnant, he panicked. "I can't do this," he'd said. "My career, it's just starting." He left her with a check and a promise to stay away, building his empire while she scraped by. Days turned into weeks as Alexander's investigation confirmed what his heart already knew: Lily was his daughter. DNA tests, discreetly arranged through a sample from a discarded water bottle Lily left at school, sealed it. But approaching them wasn't easy. Elena had built walls around her heart, and Lily, though curious, was wary of the man who'd been absent her whole life. Alexander's first attempt was clumsy, a lavish gift basket delivered to their door, filled with gourmet foods and toys. Elena sent it back with a note: "We don't need your pity." Undeterred, Alexander visited in person. It was a crisp Saturday morning when he knocked on their apartment door. Elena opened it, her expression a mix of shock and anger. "What do you want, Alex?" He stood there, the powerful billionaire reduced to a nervous man. "I want to make things right. For her. For you." Lily peeked from behind her mother, her eyes mirroring his own, deep blue, inquisitive. The conversation that followed was raw, filled with accusations and apologies. Elena recounted the sleepless nights, the birthdays alone, the times she'd lied to Lily about her father's whereabouts. Alexander admitted his cowardice, how success had become his escape from vulnerability. This marked the beginning of their tentative reconciliation. Alexander started small, offering to pay for Lily's school supplies and Elena's medical bills, debts that had piled up from her untreated chronic fatigue. But money couldn't erase the pain. Key challenges emerged: trust was fragile. Lily struggled with resentment, often lashing out. "Why now?" "Because I'm starving at your door," she'd cry. Alexander faced his own demons, learning to prioritize family over work. Board members at Vostek grumbled as he delegated more, but he persisted. One pivotal moment came during a family outing Alexander insisted on: a picnic in the park. It was awkward at first, with stilted conversations and forced smiles. But as Lily chased butterflies and Elena shared old stories, barriers cracked. Alexander opened up about his own childhood, orphaned young and driven by fear of failure. "I thought providing meant money," he confessed. "I was wrong." Elena softened, remembering the boy she'd loved. That day ended with Lily hugging him for the first time, whispering, "It's okay, Dad." Yet, challenges persisted. Elena's health worsened, years of overwork led to a hospital scare, a mild heart attack. Alexander was there, covering costs and staying by her side. This crisis bonded them further. Lily, seeing her father's genuine concern, began to forgive. She enrolled in a better school, thanks to his support, and discovered a passion for coding, ironically, inspired by his tech world. Alexander mentored her, their sessions filled with laughter and learning. As months passed, the family dynamic shifted. They moved to a modest home Alexander bought, not his mansion, to keep things grounded. Elena found a less demanding job, allowing her to pursue painting, a dream long abandoned. But not all was smooth. jealousy from Alexander's business associates led to a smear campaign, leaking his secret family to the tabloids. Headlines screamed, "Billionaire's hidden daughter, rags to riches?" The scrutiny tested them. Lily faced bullying at school, kids calling her a gold digger's kid. Elena wanted to retreat, but Alexander stood firm, holding a press conference. "This is my family," he declared. "And I'm proud to finally claim them." Resolution came through unity. Together, they navigated the storm. Lily started a blog about her journey, turning pain into inspiration for others in broken families. Alexander launched a foundation for single parents, channeling his wealth into real change. Elena's art flourished, her pieces exhibited in galleries, symbolizing rebirth. Years later, on Lily's 18th birthday, the family gathered in the mansion's garden, now a place of warmth, not isolation. Alexander, graying but content, toasted to second chances. Lily, now a budding entrepreneur, hugged him. "Thanks, Dad." Elena smiled, her hand in his. The journey from that rainy night to this moment proved that love, though delayed, could heal the deepest wounds. And there you have it, folks, a story of redemption that shows no matter how far we've strayed, family can pull us back. If this tale touched your heart, smash that like button, subscribe for more emotional roller coasters, and share with someone who needs a reminder that it's never too late. What's your take on second chances? Comment below.